Okay, I'll cover photoperiodism separately from the animal interactions that are later in this unit. Um, Photoperiodism is a plant phenomenon that involves the plant sensing environmental stimuli and then responding appropriately to those external stimuli with internal molecular signals. So photoperiodism is the regulation of cyclic changes in plants ultimately by the sun. Central to photoperiodism is a plant pigment called phytochrome. Phytochrome is something I'm sure you didn't talk about last year in regular biology. It's different than chlorophyll. It's different than the anthocyanins and any of the other pigments, and it's in very low quantity in a leaf, so that you can't even see it with your naked eye. You don't know it's there. Phytochrome consists of a protein bonded to a non-protein chromophore, which senses light. The chromophore is just the part of the pigment that actually absorbs the light. The chromophore is photoreversible and switches between two forms. PR is the form of the chromophore that absorbs red light. PFR absorbs far red light. And the basic reaction is red light plus PR makes PFR. And far red light plus PFR makes PR. It is the PFR form for P far red that's considered active and triggers all kinds of developmental effects in plants. Exposure to PFR, for example, inhibits germination but initiates flowering. The default phytochrome is always made as PR, the red form of the phytochrome pigment, and it will remain that way unless it's exposed to red light. During the day, the PR is exposed to red light coming from the sun, and that converts it to PFR. Now, that will trigger germination in many plants, or in many seeds. But basically, the way a mature plant, uses phytochrome is it uses it to measure the length of the night. At night, PFR slowly degrades back to PR. The length of the night can be monitored by a plant by the ratio of PFR to PR at dawn. The P far red to P red ratio is used by plants to flower at the correct time of the year. Short day plants flower when the nights are long. That's the spring or the fall, when PR levels are high at the end of the night. And the reason they're high at the end of the night is because the PFR degraded all of it back to PR, which means by dawn, all the phytochrome's in the PR form. Long day plants, on the other hand, are short night plants. Short night plants reach the end of the night, and their PR levels are low at the end of the night because the PFR didn't get a chance to degrade into it. The phytochrome clock is believed to interact with a separate circadian rhythm clock, which then actually causes flowering and seed germination and bud growth, etc., etc. This is an artist's rendition of phytochrome, which is difficult to understand, but it's basically polypeptides that are woven together with a porphyrin ring. It's a cluster of atoms that actually do the light capture. And this is one of these is PR and the other one is PFR. The one on the left is PR and the one on the right is PFR. And they're basically very similar, except for a few atoms in a few places are facing differently. Up here we go again. And once again, we're in the wrong spot. So let's see if we can find our spot. Here's our spot. So during the night, PFR is actually degrading slowly back to PR. During the day, the PR is converted to PFR. This hourglass, essentially, it's like a little sand timer. At the beginning of night, this pigment's in high level. It just slowly degrades back like sand grains falling through an hourglass sand timer, and it will let the plant determine how long the night is. These are poinsettias, which are timed to flower at Christmas, but that's not the time of the year when they actually prefer to flower. The poinsettia leaf and flowering is definitely controlled by phytochrome ratios, and I believe it's a short day plant, and nurseries take advantage of that to force it to flower in the middle of winter when people want to have poinsettias around, Christmas time. So that concludes now the photoperiodism discussion of plants.